Charlie and Grandad in Brexit. What's it all about? Part 4. What's the latest on Brexit, Grandad? The Prime Minister resigns.
Hey, Grandad, my dad's paper says the Prime Minister has agreed a new deadline for leaving the EU.
That's right, Charlie. It's because she can't get her deal approved by a majority of members of Parliament.
Has she tried hard enough?
She sure has, Charlie. 3 times, and each time the majority of MPs have said no.
But she's the leader of the Tory party, who with other chums has a majority. That's why she's the Prime Minister, Grandad.
But Charlie, the problem is that the Prime Minister has got 90 members of Parliament from her own party which are opposed to her deal. They call themselves the European Research Group. Some MPs from other parties also who want a better deal or want to remain in the EU. So she just does not have a majority of MPs in the House of Commons to get her deal through. So, what happens? Well, the Prime Minister, Mrs May, asked the EU to extend the deadline to allow more time for her to persuade MPs to accept her deal.
And?
Well, they agreed to give the UK a new deadline of the 31st of October.
And how are MPs going to agree on a way forward, Grandad?
Well, they're going to have a number of indicative votes, Charlie, in the House of Commons.
Indicative votes? Oh, you've lost me now, Grandad. What are indicative votes?
Well, it's pretty simple, Charlie, really. The clue is in the word indicative. The MPs would vote on a range of options to indicate which options are most popular. So, MPs can tick as many options as they want, Charlie, or put a cross against the options they definitely don't want.
That seems fair, Grandad.
OK, Charlie, it certainly showed the support for each of the options, but...
Oh, but what, Grandad?
3 problems, Charlie. First, none of the options received a majority, 50% plus 1. Second, even if one of the options had received a majority, an indicative vote is not binding on the Prime Minister.
Oh, so what's the third problem, Grandad?
Well, Charlie, look at option 6. Mrs May insisted on asking members of Parliament to vote on her deal for the 4th time.
So why is that a problem, Grandad?
Well, because a majority of MPs, which included the European Research Group with their 90 members, from her own party, they're against her deal. They made it clear that they would never ever support her deal.
I guess that Mrs May was a bit fed up with them.
You can say that again, Charlie. She was so fed up that she decided to throw the towel in and resign.
Oh, what happened then, Grandad?
Well, the Tory party elected a new leader in Boris Johnson, and he became our new Prime Minister.
Will Boris Johnson be any different from Mrs May, Grandad?
You bet, Charlie. Mrs May wanted a structured withdrawal from the EU on terms jointly agreed with the EU. In other words, a deal. Boris, on the other hand, is determined that we crash out on the 31st of October, deal or no deal.
Oh, so what was the first thing the new Prime Minister did? I'll tell you what I did, Charlie. First, I sacked all those softy wet Remainers. Second, I filled my new cabinet with loyal, tough, hard Brexiteers. That's what I did, Charlie.